Hello and welcome to Friday Takeaway. I'm Sulhi, Azman, she's Nadia, Hassan. The last Friday of the year and the last trading day of the year as well, as we usher into 2017, which is going to be just around the corner. So Nadia, as we usher into this week, it's a rather sad week, right? We have three deaths of celebrities. We have
2016's Grim Reaper March is on. Princess Leia herself, then her mother the day later, and then
for
of
George
course,
Michael.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
I was listening to Careless Whisper a lot actually.
Yeah, but then moving into the top news that made the news today, we have Bank Negara announcing the enhanced...
You mean the most serious news as we move on from pop culture?
You know, the KL Interbank offer rate today, where they're actually scrapping the 9-month KLIBOR rate, but they are basically keeping everything in.
Yeah, well, not everything in. They're keeping everything else.
Yeah, everything else. Not 1 month.
Essentially, yeah. So what's the KLIBOR is that, for people who don't know, it's actually the interest rate charged when banks are lending to each other. So they are scrapping it because apparently there was limited market demand for that particular timeline, and the sufficiency of the data to support it. Of course, they're going to do a little bit of a transition period, but that's how Bank Negara has been standing. And actually, over the week, Bank Negara also sort of fined a unnamed financial institution as to who apparently did foreign currency fixing. So they are coming down on these guys who are apparently maybe manipulating the non-deliverable forwards. Busy week for Bank Negara.
It is indeed, and of course, Petronas also has been said, to identify a new island for, the Canada LNG project, where they're basically identifying the Ridley Island to house the shipping for the LNG fuel to Asia.
Yeah, so that particular project has been in so much
controversy.
It's controversy, and it's also been mired with a lot of red tape. The environmentalists really don't like it. The price, I don't know whether it's.
But Justin Trudeau likes it.
No, Justin Trudeau doesn't like it. Justin Trudeau is a tree hugger.
But then
he's a curly-haired tree hugger. No, yeah, even if he does go and support, because you see, it's a balancing act, right? On one hand, yes, we need the business. On the other hand, he himself came in on an environmental platform. So, Mr. Yoga tree hugger, I don't know how it's going to go, because it's going to be a very, very delicate balancing act. There has to be a compromise at one point, but what's the compromise and how much is it going to cost Petronas?
Yes, and of course, Petronas still need to win the hearts of the environmental agency, basically, because there's a lot of allegations.
Actually, at this point, I almost wanted to say something. Never mind.
All right, okay, now moving on, Nadia, to the interesting twist at the start, where basically, the independent advisor, Mercury Securities, have said shareholders should accept the takeover offer of $3.70, which they claim as not fair but reasonable.
Why do you find it interesting?
Well, it's interesting because when they first announced the offer rate, it was actually takeover rate. It was $3.52 in November, and then they upped it in $3.70 in December. And of course, the independent advisors saying that this is a very good share price for investors to exit.
The fact is, not fair but reasonable. Of course, the not fair part is the fact that it is a massive discount to RNAV, which is a revised value something.
Yes, asset value.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not trying to brush it off, but the fact is, it's RNAV. There was a discount. But the fair part was that this price has not been in. As the store is traded historical, it's in the band, it's never traded at this price. So now they are saying, look, it's not fair, but it's a chance for you to cash out if that's what you feel is right for you.
Right, okay, moving on to Bursa Malaysia today, Nadia. At 10 a.m, the FVM KLCI was flat at 1638 points. Now, since November this year, the FVM KLCI has been trading sideways within the band of 1620 to 1640 points. Yeah,
so year to date, it's unsurprisingly, it's
underperforming.
It's underperforming. MIDF research did point out that it is actually the second worst stock market benchmark performer
in Asia.
Yeah, just before the Shanghai Com. And in this report, I don't know, they say they wanted it to end at 17, at 1638. I don't know, maybe miracles can happen. I'm just hoping next week's going to be a short week. We'll see. And I think a lot of people are either waiting or they are just, wanting the year to be over.
Right, okay. And of course, glancing to the ringgit, Nadia, it is still the worst performing currency in ASEAN. At last check today, it was at 4.4852. It has actually slumped to all the way from 4.29 since the start of January of this year.
Yeah, I know, it hurts, man. But still, people still seem to be going on holiday. Yeah. I'm hoping that once that orange in an ugly suit takes office.
With a toupee?
It's not a toupee. You don't call him a toupee. Don't insult the man's hair. Yeah. The fact is, once he takes office, I am hoping that it's going to stabilize. But hey, here's hoping.
Right, okay. Moving on to what's hot and moving this week, we have FoundPac Group Bhd.
The last listing of the year.
Yes, the last listing, correct, Nadia. It was listed at the IPO was priced at 54 cents per share, but then it debuted at 61 cents. It was actually quite high, basically. Close 20, and yesterday it closed at 22% or 12 cents higher at 66 cents.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the thing. I always feel that if you end the day at a very, very, very high premium, this was about 20%, you know, that means you didn't price your IPO right. At 20%, it's decent, so you do have some for the market players to kind of get in, but whether or not you could have raised more money, but given the current sentiment, I'm kind of not surprised that probably they were on the side of caution. Still saying that at 10 a.m. today it was 67 cents. Maybe people, it's been such a bad year for listings, maybe people just wanted to get the last one in the door. I mean, what do they do?
For FoundPac Group Bhd, you know, they're actually a precision manufacturing company, basically supplying, you know, mainly to semiconductor industry, where their clients include Broadcom, Qualcomm, and also Synergy CAD. Yeah. And of course, you know, the stock was set to ride on semiconductor industry growth, and also the company believed that growth will be sustainable. This was affirmed by the research firm Smith & International. Public Bank, you know, they have a target price of 63 cents per share, which is actually, you know, lower than what the price is at the moment.
Yeah, so maybe they'll have to revise it. They raised 21.6 million. They're going to use it to buy equipment. They're also going to use it to apparently set up offices in California and Milan to kind of be closer to their clients. But here's the issue. Semicon is always very cyclical. You can go kind of like bat bonkers trying to figure out where to kind of catch it. So, and I don't know how it's going to be for next year, especially for industrial, but they seem to be very hopeful.
Right, okay. Moving on to Felda Global Ventures Holdings Bhd, you know, negative sentiments continue to hamper the FGV.
Yeah, so it's slumped about 38.4%. There was one point it was 250, now not anymore. The news is that the Malaysian government has apparently helped with financing for Felda to buy into very, very controversial Eagle High deal, which is controlled by this billionaire called Tan Sri Sondak. And, you know, people are calling foul. They're saying you're paying more than 3 times premium. But Felda themselves have said, look, if we don't do this deal, we're going to be left in the dust.
Yes, and Felda has been saying that they wanted to always to venture into Indonesia, where the land bank is actually, I mean, there's a lot of land bank, and the price, they even justify it according to the recent takeover offer by KLK to MP Evans, are saying that the price per hectare is actually lower than what KLK has offered to MP Evans. But in comparison.
Yeah, but you see, KLK, although they do have shareholders, they're not Felda.
Right.
You know, Felda is there were worries that maybe they'd have to use the land settlers, you know, the millions of the settlers under them as collateral. And people like Rafizi Ramli are saying that, look, what's the point of buying a big stake? What's the point of buying this beautiful car if you're not the one driving it? You know, and the fact is, they say that Peter Sondak is going to be the one to have the control. So why are you paying so much for the stake?
So, and of course, and then next week is going to be a slow week, basically, but we will have the...
It's a new week, though. It's a new year.
It's a brand new year for 2017.
I really, really hope it's going to be... the indicators are not, but, you know, I'm semi-hopeful that it's going to be a better year. Hopefully after that dimwit takes office. No, I keep saying that mostly because I'm hoping that once you know his views on trade, his hair, China, or his wife, or whatever, you will see some calm. I hope you see some calm, because the emerging markets have gotten it bad. I don't know, what's your hope?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I'm just hoping for a better week, you know, I mean, a better year of 2017 for everything else. Okay, that's all we have today, folks, for this week. You know, our Friday, the last Friday of the year, the last trading day of the year as well, and as we usher into 2017, which is just around the corner. Now, for more information, you can always log on to our website at www.theedgemarkets.com, or pick up the copy of The Edge Financial Daily or The Edge Weekly, you know, at any good newsstand.